The pyramids were never simple tombs. They were colossal shields designed to protect a king. 146 meters high, built from millions of limestone blocks. Their sheer mass functioned as a defensive structure of its own. The architects of Khufu hid the true entrance halfway up the pyramid and disguised every visible passage as a false route. Blocked walls, angled corridors, layouts meant to break one's sense of direction. A system built to create deliberate confusion. Yet tomb raiders, unable to locate the entrance, changed their method. They tapped on the walls to hear subtle echoes, felt the stone with their fingertips to find weaker seams, and eventually carved straight through the outer face of the pyramid. A design built to protect the king. And intrusions designed to destroy that protection. As these forces clashed over generations, the interiors of pyramids accumulated deep scars. In time, the rulers changed their strategy. Building higher and larger was no longer a guarantee. Eventually, every structure was breached, so the kings moved downward, choosing the depths of bedrock instead of the open sky. After the era of the pyramids ended, the rulers chose the earth over the heavens. The Valley of the Kings became more than a burial ground. It became a quiet battlefield where those who wished to hide and those who wished to uncover stood opposed for nearly 8,000 years. In 1323 BCE, Tutankhamun died at the age of 18. The small tomb prepared for him became the starting point of a long and complex struggle of intellect. The architect Maya, responsible for Tutankhamun's burial, knew that most royal tombs had already been robbed. Records describe how officials, administrators, and priests had taken part in looting, and the Abbot Papyrus listed the names of kings whose tombs had already been emptied. Maya reached a different conclusion. The solution was not to guard a tomb, but to make it invisible. His strategy rested on three principles. First, build small. Tutankhamun's tomb was a compact chamber, hidden deep within the natural rock. Its modest scale was itself a form of protection. Second, leave convincing decoys, seals, empty antechambers, decorated spaces, all designed to mislead intruders into believing they had already reached the goal. Third, let time do the work. The true entrance lay buried beneath rubble, left by the construction of the tomb of Ramesses VI. Centuries of sediment erased nearly every trace of its existence. A man named Amonkhe was born after Tutankhamun's death. As a young worker on royal construction sites, he learned to read blueprints, corridors, and the natural fractures of stone. When political disorder spread through the kingdom, this knowledge shifted into a tool for theft. Amonkhe plundered several noble tombs, and once stole the jewelry of Thutmose IV. He developed an exceptional ability to interpret the terrain of the valley. To find Tutankhamun's tomb, he relied on three methods. First, memory from insiders, piecing together fragments of stories left by priests and laborers. Second, changes in the landscape, the flow of debris, cut marks in bedrock, and subtle traces of human activity. Third, patience, waiting until the guards weakened, and until everyone who remembered the tomb had disappeared. Years later, he dug beneath the debris from the construction of Ramesses VI's tomb. He passed through a sealed entrance, walked down a decorated corridor, and finally reached the last chamber. But it was empty. A false tomb left as bait by Maya. Further excavation would have caused the rock to collapse, and Amonkhe was forced to withdraw. In his later years, he changed his approach entirely. He began searching not where a tomb should logically be, but where no one believed a tomb could exist. Slight shifts in the valley floor, the grain of the bedrock, piles of debris that seemed unnatural. Beneath these signs, he discovered a narrow opening, barely wide enough for an adult to crawl through. It was the true entrance. The corridor inside was narrow and rough. Even small movements tore fabric and scraped skin against the stone. Amonkhe reached the antechamber, but the main burial chamber remained sealed. He took a few small objects and disappeared from historical record. Attempts continued long after Amonkhe, but every intruder stopped at the antechamber. Across the Valley of the Kings, many royal tombs were found damaged or empty, yet Tutankhamun's tomb vanished from maps, records, and even collective memory. Maya's strategy had succeeded across generations. 1922 Nyan 11 Wall 4L. During excavation, a team clearing the valley floor found a small staircase buried beneath the sand. The steps led to a space that had remained sealed for nearly 3,000 years. One of the workers created a tiny opening in the wall and brought a candle close to the gap. At that moment, the worker froze. An untouched chest, intricate gilded ornaments, and a golden mask reflecting the trembling light. A chamber closed for 3 millennia was finally revealing itself. 3000. Tutankhamun's tomb had survived a struggle of intellect spanning 3,000 years. It was never a monument built for decoration. What Maya designed was not simple preservation, but a strategy built on near-complete absence.